Welcome to the Vegas Benchwarmer podcast. My name is Eric. He hate me 702. This is
Geremy with a G.
We're friends that are going to talk, debate, argue, and sometimes agree on sports, mostly pro sports, and Southern Nevada high school football. If you like the content that you see and would like to see more, please subscribe, like, and let us know how we're doing in the comments. Follow us on all our social media, which the links will be in the description. And without further ado,
Put me in, coach.
so right now we're going to make our predictions. Well, I'm sorry, let me refrain from that. I'm going to make my predictions on the NBA, and Jeremy's going to learn a little bit about the NBA. If you would like to see how little Jeremy knows about the NBA, the suggested video, which will be somewhere up here, about now,
And follow the series to learn how dumb I am about this sport.
will let you know how Jeremy is horrible in the NBA and how little he follows. So we're going to let Jeremy learn a little bit, and I'm going to make some predictions about the NBA. So first things first, we know that the NBA starts on July 30th. That's when their first game starts. They're going to have a couple scrimmages on the next couple days, in the 28th or 29th. And then they're going to start back into they have 8 games. Each team has 8 games. And then they'll go into the playoffs. So the cool thing about this year's playoffs is there's probably going to be a play-in tournament. So the top 7 teams, which in the NBA Eastern conferences, 2 conferences, Eastern and West, they're basically based off geography. So most of your teams that are in the West are on the West Coast. Most of your teams that are in the East are in the East Coast. The biggest exception you have is New Orleans is in the West, and Milwaukee is in the East. Yeah, so long story short, there was a realignment back in the day when Charlotte moved from the East to the West. When they moved from Charlotte Hornets to New Orleans, became the New Orleans Hornets. When the expansion team came back with the Charlotte Bobcats, if I'm not mistaken, which they ended up putting the New Orleans Pelicans in the West. So it's something like that, but it's stupid. That's the only real geographical that doesn't work. So your top 7 teams are the Bucks, the Raptors, the Celtics, the Heat, the Pacers, the Sixers, the Nets. Okay, so top 6 teams are above 500 at 39 and 26 is the lowest seeding, with the Bucks being 53 and 12 at the top, and then the Nets are 30 and 34, and then the Magic. So you have the Magic and the Wizards are the 2 teams that are in contention for a playoff game. The way the play-in tournament's going to work is if the 9th place team is within 4 games of the 8th place team, they have a play-in tournament best of 2 series. So what ends up happening in that scenario, the 8th place team just has to win 1 game and they make the playoffs. The 9th place team has to win 2 games and they make the playoffs. So that's your Western Conference. Or your Eastern Conference. So Magic right now are currently 6 games ahead of the Wizards. I like the Wizards. The Wizards have nobody that you know, but they have Bradley Beal, he's a G. Their biggest problem is they have a horrendous contract in John Wall that was signed, and he is injured, and really, really injured. It is probably one of the most untradeable contracts in history. Really? The more you learn about the NBA, what you'll find out is some of their contracts are really bad. And in the NBA, if you sign a bad contract, it hurts for a long time. So in the summer of 2016, there was a salary cap spike. You think athletes get paid too much? There was people that got paid $19 and $17 million that didn't deserve 5. So
what?
Yeah. So you got a lot to learn. So my prediction is Magic's just going to hold on to it. The Magic have Aaron Gordon, which he's a runner-up 3 times in the slam dunk competition. I think the Magic's going to hold off. They're 6 games ahead. With 8 games left, they would literally have to lose all their games except for 1, and the Magic would have to win basically every game, or the Wizards would have to win every game. So I think the Magic. So I think it's going to be the Bucks and the Magic, first round of the playoffs. The Raptors and the Nets. Now, this is the thing. Let me refrain from that. The Nets could drop down to the 8th seed, and none of these teams can go. So the Nets can drop to the 8th seed, the Magic can move to the 7th seed, and the Wizards can catch them. I still don't think the Wizards will make the playoffs. So I think the Magic are actually going to pass the Nets. The Nets signed Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving in the offseason, but both of them are injured, so they won't be playing. Kevin Durant was the guy you didn't know who went what team he played for last year, what team he plays for this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the top 3 players in the NBA. So I think the Nets are going to go to the 8th. I think the Magic are going to go to 7th. So I think the Bucks will play the Nets because it's a 1 versus the 8 seed. I think the Raptors will play the Magic. I think the Celtics will play... I'm going to say the Celtics are going to stay in the 3 seed. And I think the Celtics are going to play... Oh, this is going to suck. The Celtics are going to play the Pacers. And the Sixers are going to play the Heat. So the Sixers are going to move up to the 5 seed. The Pacers are without Victor Oladipo as of right now, who is their all-star, and the Sixers have Ben Simmons that's going to play power forward, and Shake Milton's going to play. Sixers, why did you sign Al Horford to $40 fucking million? Oh my God. Not 40 million, but it was like $30 million, and now he's going to play on the bench. So basically, I think Magic Nets, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think the Bucks are going to win. I think the Raptors are going to beat the Magic. I think the Celtics are going to beat the Pacers, and I'm telling you right now, because I'm a diehard Sixers fan, I think the Sixers are going to beat the Heat. Jimmy Butler, why'd you leave us? Why? So then I would have the Sixers playing the Raptors, and the Bucks playing the Celtics. Second round matchup last year. I have no faith in the Bucks. I'm gonna let you guys know this right now. The Bucks have the Greek Freak. His role players have to step up. He's an MVP, but when you get to the playoffs and all of this time happens, it happens all the time where you are the #1 contributor. You just wear out 82 games, even though it's not 82, but this could be a different story because he's been well rested. So I'm gonna say the Bucks are gonna pass the Celtics, even though, you know what, I'm gonna go out on a limb. Damn that, fuck that. Fuck that. We don't make pussy ass little picks here. We're saying the Celtics are gonna beat the Bucks. Celtics are beating the Bucks, and I'm going to have the Sixers beat the Raptors, even though the Sixers lost to the Raptors last year in the second round. So these are gonna be rematches from second rounds last year, and both of them are gonna change. The Celtics are gonna beat the Bucks. It's gonna be the Celtics and the Sixers in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, homer pick, I'm going to say the 76ers, but realistically, take my bias out of it. I literally have the Celtics going to the NBA Finals as of right now. We'll redo this once the playoffs start again. But before the NBA restart, I have the Celtics going to the NBA Finals in the East.